need a couple blocks, and we're gonna be on our knees just for a couple poses. So if you have sensitive knees, there's some blankets up there that you can grab if you want to put under your knees. But other than that, we'll go ahead and get started. You're gonna start on your back, so you can go ahead and make your way laying down. And you can bend your knees up to where your feet are on the mat. You can just kind of put your hands at your side, or you can put them on your belly. Now let's just take a few deep breaths. You can inhale through the nose, blow it out through your mouth. Just kind of feel your belly rise and fall. And just do what you can. If there's anything that feels too much or you need to modify, just feel free to do that. Let's take one more good breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's hug both knees in towards our chest, wrapping your hands around your knees, and just doing little rocks side to side. Kind of move your knees in a circle. And then reverse the circle. And then if you can, go ahead and bring your nose up towards your knees. Do a few more gentle rocks side to side, really hugging everything in. And then release your head and your feet back down towards the mat. You're gonna keep your left foot on the mat and then put your hands behind the right knee. And the lower part of your leg is gonna lift up towards the ceiling and then back down. And so we're just straightening the knee up and down, up and down. Now we'll do that one more time, up towards the ceiling and back down. We'll just switch to the other side. Right foot goes on the mat, hands go behind the left knee. You're gonna bend the leg up towards the ceiling and back down. We'll just do this a few times at your own pace. The leg doesn't get all the way straight, that's completely fine. Mine really doesn't either. I'm really tight in the mornings especially. I'll do one more. And then you can put both feet back down onto the mat. Hands are gonna go by your side, palms are on your mat. You're gonna go into a bridge pose. You're gonna press into your feet. Lift your hips up off the mat as far as they can go, and then slowly lower back down. Again, press into the feet, lift up, and back down. Again, let's press up, and down. One more time, press into your feet, lift up, and lower all the way back down. I'm gonna have you straighten your left leg out onto the mat. Bring your right knee in towards your chest and hold it there with your hands. And then we're just going to alternate. So right leg's gonna go out straight, hugging the left knee in. And then we're gonna go ahead and switch again. So it's just kind of pull in towards your chest and then switch to the other leg. And switch the right knees hugging in. And switch, hugging the left knee in. Let's do this one more time. Right knee comes in, left leg goes straight. And switch and hug the left knee in. And then you can place both feet on the mat again. Now we're just gonna slowly rock up into a seated position. You can just kind of cross your legs underneath you. Okay, and you're gonna make sure your shoulders are down. You're not bringing them up towards your ears. You're letting them just kind of sag away from your ears. And you're gonna tilt your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just kind of let the neck hang, stretching out the left side of the neck. Again, keeping your shoulders down. And let's slowly come back up and just tilt to the left this time. And come back up. Left hand's gonna go to the right knee, right hand's gonna go back behind you. We're just gonna go into a twist. So you're gonna look behind your right shoulder. Let's take a few deep breaths here. And you're slowly gonna untwist. Right hand comes to the left knee, the left hand goes back behind you. Looking back behind the left shoulder. And slowly untwist. We're gonna make our way into a tabletop position. So you're just gonna be on your hands and knees. So hands are under your shoulders, knees are under the hips. We're gonna bring the toes together, kind of widen the knees apart, and you're gonna sit your hips back, walk the arms out forward into a child's pose. Let's go ahead and walk our hands over towards the right side of the mat. Kind of sinking back down into this. You should feel a little bit of a stretch in the left side of your body. Let's walk over to the left side, sink down into this. You can walk your hands back center, and we're gonna come back up into our tabletop position. And we're just gonna take a few cat-cows to get our spine a little bit more loose and warmed up. So you're gonna inhale, drop the belly down towards your mat, look forward, out in front of you. When you exhale, arch back up towards the ceiling, let the head drop down towards the mat. Inhale, drop down towards mat, look up. Exhale, round the spine. Let's just do this a few more times. Go in with your breath. And let's do one more, making it as big as you can. And then once you finish that, you can just meet me back in the neutral tabletop position. And from here, you're gonna tuck your toes. We're gonna lift the knees and go into a down dog. May feel a little tight in the back of the legs, but that's okay. Just kind of pedal your heels up and down, kind of alternating. And then let's kind of shift the hips from side to side, left to right. Kind of just letting the neck hang. And then let's slowly walk our feet towards our hands. So the top half of our body is just folded over our legs. We're slowly, one vertebrae at a time, gonna come all the way up into a standing position, nice and slowly. And then once you're all the way up, let's go ahead and lift our arms up overhead, sit back into a chair pose. It can be as deep as you want it to be. Just kind of engaging our legs, our thighs, our glutes. Go ahead and inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs. We're gonna go back down into a forward fold. We're gonna place both of our hands on our shins. You're gonna look out in front of you, straighten the back into a half lift. Exhale again into a forward fold. You're gonna place your hands onto the mat, step the feet back, and we're gonna go into a plank pose. As you know, you can either have the knees down on the mat, you can have the knees up. And now if you haven't already, go ahead and drop the knees. Slowly lower yourself onto your belly with your arms. And go ahead and put the elbows on the mat, right below your shoulders, look out in front of you. Cobra pose, your legs are still working here, they're still active. And then we're gonna go ahead and just put our hands under our shoulders. You can straighten your arms up to an up dog as high as you'd like to go. And we're gonna tuck the toes and go back into down dog. Gonna walk our feet towards our hands. Back into that forward fold. And this time we're gonna inhale, arms are gonna go way up overhead, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, come back down. We're just back up into our standing position. From here, you can step up to the front of your mat. Make sure you have a block nearby. We're going to go ahead and step our right foot back behind us onto your tippy toes. Front legs bent, arms are gonna go up overhead, sinking down into this. But front knee isn't coming over your toes. We're in high lunge. Don't forget to keep your breaths nice and steady. Got the heart rate up a little bit with doing all those fun movements back to back. And then from here, we're gonna go into a warrior two. Back toes are gonna turn and move over towards the right side of your mat. Arms are going out in front of you. And then from here, you're gonna take the block that's near you, put it on its highest height, right in front of that front foot. And so what you can do, if you can't reach down to the block, just put your forearm on your thigh. If you'd like to, you can put your left hand on the block. Arm is gonna go up overhead by your ear. We're in an extended side angle. Chest is turned up towards the ceiling as much as you comfortably can. Neck can either look out in front of you or it can look down. And then you can go ahead and straighten the front leg. We're back into that warrior two position. Go ahead and straighten that left leg. And I want you to reach your front fingertips forward as far as you can go, and then I want both arms to go up overhead by your ears like you're holding a big beach ball or something. This takes a lot of core work to hold yourself up like this. And keep breathing. And let's go back into warrior two. And rotate the back toes back forward. We're gonna go back into the high lunge. Arms are up overhead. Go ahead and clasp your fingers behind your back. Throw your hands back behind you, open up the chest, looking out in front of you. You can stay right here if you'd like. If you'd like, we can try the humble warrior. So you're gonna bring your chest down towards your thighs. The arms are going up towards the ceiling. Takes a lot of work in that front leg to keep you stable here. And then you can go ahead and release that. Back leg is gonna come back up to meet the opposite leg. Shake it out a little bit. Make sure you have your block nearby still. Left leg's gonna step back on the tippy toes. Front leg is bent. Arms are up overhead. Go ahead and twist into that warrior two position. Back toes are gonna twist over towards the left side of your mat. Arms go down in front of you. And then you're gonna take that block, if you did on the other side, and put it in front of that right foot. And again, you can do forearm onto your thigh, or if you'd like to, bring your hand down onto that block. Chest is gonna twist open towards the left. Left fingertips are going up towards the ceiling. Back into extended side angle. come back up into the warrior two position. Straighten the front leg. Right fingertips are going to reach as far forward as they can. And then both arms come up overhead by your ears. Again, a lot of muscles are working to try and keep you stable, trying to keep you steady. When our center of gravity is shifted forward like this, it takes a lot of core work, of course a lot of leg strength. And let's go ahead and go back into warrior two. And then back toes face frontwards again. We're gonna go back into high lunge. Front leg is bent. Arms are up overhead. Again, let's clasp our hands together behind our back. Send that back behind us, opening up the chest. So you can stay here if you'd like, or you can go back into that humble warrior. Bringing your chest down towards that right thigh. That right leg is working. And you can go ahead and release that. Both feet up at the top of your mat. Shake it out a little bit. We're gonna do some balance. So let's go ahead and stand on our right leg first. If you need to, go ahead and keep the left tippy toes on the mat out in front of you. Or if you'd like to, you can lift the knee up towards the ceiling, kind of keeping that knee at a 90-degree angle. And you can keep it here. Or you can put the right hand on the left knee. The left hand goes back behind you, so it's a little bit of a twist, which makes it extra challenging. Whatever you feel comfortable with doing. Just embrace the little wobbles. And you can slowly unravel, shake it out. Left leg is standing now. Right toes going out in front of you. You can stand your tiptoes. You can lift the knee up towards the ceiling. You can keep it right here. Opposite hand can go on the opposite knee. Right arm will go back behind you this time, if you would like to twist. Okay, you can let that back down. All right, so we're still standing up at the front of our mat. Arms are gonna go up overhead. Exhale, we're gonna go back into a forward fold. Let's put our hands on our shins again. Look out in front of you, straighten the back, half lift. Sending your knees back behind you. Exhale, let's forward fold again. And I just want you to grab each elbow and just kind of shake your head, yes and no. Just kind of let your top half of your body swing side to side a little bit. So the legs are the only thing that's working. And then let's go ahead and put both hands back down onto the mat. You can bend the knees if you need to. step back into a plank pose. And then we're just going to drop the knees into a tabletop position. And then you are going to grab both blocks. Put them on either side of you. Now this is where you can put something under your knees if you need to. You can fold your mat up to make it have a little bit of extra padding. We're just going to put our right foot in front of us. So blocks are on either side of that right foot. And if you'd like to, go ahead and scoot that left knee back a little bit to where you can feel a little bit of a stretch in that left thigh and that left hip flexor. Now we're in a low lunge. And sinking as deep into that as you'd like to. And you can stay right here, or if you'd like to try a variation of a lizard pose, you're going to bring that right block on the inside of the right foot. So they're both on the left now. Right foot's going to scoot out towards the edge of your mat. You're just going to kind of let that right knee fall over towards the right. And you can bring the right knee back up. Blocks go on either side of you again. Let's go ahead and bring that right knee onto the mat. Left knee's gonna step, or left foot's gonna step out in front of you. Hands on either side of your left foot. If you'd like to, go ahead and scoot that right knee back a little bit in space. Back into that low lunge. Go ahead and check in with your breath. Make sure you're not doing little quick, short breaths. And you can stay right here, or you can go ahead and try that lizard pose. So the left hand's gonna go on the inside of that left foot. Left foot's gonna scoot over towards the edge of your mat. And then just let that left knee fall over towards the side a little bit. You can go ahead and put the left knee back on the mat. You can set the blocks aside for now. And we're just back in tabletop. From here, you're gonna bring your toes together, widen the knees. We're gonna bring our left hand and kind of thread it in between our chest and our left arm. Back of the hand's gonna go to lay on the ground. The whole arm's gonna lay on the ground. And then the right arm is gonna go up overhead. And right palm is on the mat. right arm's gonna thread the needle. Back of the arm goes on the ground. Left arm reaches up overhead, and left palm is up on the mat. And let's go ahead and come back into tabletop position. We're gonna sit back into a regular child's pose. So again, bringing the toes together, wind the knees, sit back. And then you're just gonna slowly come forward into a cobra pose. So just sliding out onto your belly. Elbows under your shoulders. Again, engaging your legs. Shoulders are pressing down and back behind you. And then we're gonna come to lay all the way down on our bellies. Your palms are gonna go right beside your ears. And what you're gonna do is we're just gonna be engaging your back muscles. So you're gonna lift your chest and your head up off the mat, and your arms are kind of in a W position. You're gonna lift everything just like that up off the mat. So you're kind of squeezing your shoulder blades together. Holding, and then slowly lower back down to the mat. Let's go ahead and do that again. Engage those muscles behind your shoulder blades, lift up. And back down. And lift up. And back down. One more time, let's lift up. This time, arms are gonna go back behind you, thumbs are pointing down towards the mat, so your palms are facing each other. Go ahead and lift your legs up off the mat if you can too. So we're just in a locust pose. And then relax back down towards the mat. And then bring everything up again, arms, chest, legs. And relax. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift up, everything goes up. And back down. And one more time, go ahead and lift up. And then lower everything back down. From here, you're gonna put your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's push up into an up dog. And then back into tabletop. So here we're gonna do a hip stretch, what's called a pigeon pose. If that's too much on your knees, then all you're gonna do is cross, go on into a seated position, cross ankle over the knee like that. That's gonna give you the same kind of stretch. If you wanna do the pigeon pose, then your right knee is gonna come behind your right wrist. The left foot's gonna turn out towards the left a little bit. And then you're gonna set that left knee back as far as you can to where you feel a good stretch in that right hip. And you can stay up here on your hands, or you can walk it down onto your forearms. on your forearms, go ahead and walk it back up to your hands. Right knee's gonna go back into that tabletop position. We're just gonna switch sides. Left knee comes behind your left wrist. Foot turns over towards the right a little bit. And then go ahead and scoot that right knee back. Again, you can stand up on your arms or walk it out onto your forearms. You can go ahead and walk it back up. Left knee goes back into that tabletop position. We're just gonna go into a seated position. Legs are just gonna go out in front of you. We're gonna make a wide angle. So sitting up nice and tall. And then you can flare it here, or you can walk it forward a little bit to where you feel a good stretch in your inner thighs. And as we start to cool down, we'll hold these poses a little bit longer and just kind of work on your flexibility. And just thinking about when you exhale, just sink in a little bit deeper into it, into the stretch. Let's go ahead and put both legs straight out in front of us. Toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. And you can start to walk down your mat as far as you'd like to go, to where you feel a stretch in your calves and in your hamstrings. Just take some nice deep breaths while you're here. See if you can go any deeper. And let's take a couple more deep breaths. And let's go ahead and bring the bottoms of our feet together. Letting the knees fall out to the side as far as they can. And our hips are all made differently, so our knees are going to be in different places, and that's okay. can stay right here. You can walk it forward a little bit. Go ahead and walk that back up. Now I want you to keep the bottoms of your feet together. I'm just going to turn around so you can see. If you got your blocks handy, go ahead and grab those. You're going to kind of scoot your feet out away from you. Got a wider angle here. You're going to put your block on highest height right behind your heels. Now what we can do is bring our head down towards the block. If your head doesn't reach the block, just go ahead and stack however many you stacked, where you can kind of bring your forehead on the block. I'm just going to lean forward. Just kind of let your legs hang. You can go ahead and come out of that. Set your blocks aside again. The legs are going to go straight out in front of you again. You're going to bend the right knee up. And you can either wrap your left arm around the knee, or you can bring your left elbow behind the knee. Right hand's going to go back behind you. We're twisting and looking over that right shoulder again. One more deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale, blow it out. Let's go ahead and untwist. Just going to do the same thing on the opposite side, so bend that left knee up. Again, you can either wrap the arm around the knee, or the right elbow goes behind the knee. We're looking over the left shoulder. And one more deep breath here, in through the nose. Exhale, blow it out, and you can slowly untwist. You're gonna Come back to sit on your hands back behind you. Feet are gonna bend up, or knees are gonna bend up, feet are on the mat. You're just gonna kind of let your knees slowly rock over towards the left, and then all the way over towards the right. And we're just gonna go left to right a few times. Let's go ahead and meet back in the center. You're just going to slowly lower yourself onto your back. Let's go ahead and bend both knees up. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Drop side to side a few times. And then we're just gonna let our knees slowly fall and land over towards our right side. Arms are gonna go out to a T position, out by your side. And you're gonna look over towards your left hand. Slowly bring the legs back up to center. You're gonna let the knees fall together slowly over towards that left side. Go ahead and look over towards your right. And you can slowly bring your knees back up to center. Just go ahead and let both feet land on the mat. Knees are bent. Palms are right beside you on the mat. Let's go ahead and press into our feet. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Slowly lower back down. Press into the feet again, lift up. Back down. Let's do one more. Press into your feet, lift up as high as you can go. And then slowly lower all the way back down. Go into Shavasana for a couple minutes. You can either keep your knees bent up, just let your knees come towards one another, rest against one another if it feels better on your back. Or you can even just straighten the legs all the way out. And have your hands on your belly or at your side. And just go ahead on working on relaxing your jaw or your forehead. Release any tension in your shoulders. Relax the arms and relax the legs. And just let yourself lay here and soak in everything that you've done. And just take some nice deep breaths here. Go ahead and start to bring a little bit of movement back into your fingers and your toes. If your legs are straight, you can go ahead and bend them back up onto the mat. It'll just roll over onto your side. And then whenever you're ready, you can press yourself back up into a seated position. Just kind of sit with your hands in your lap. Notice how you feel. Hopefully you feel a little bit more loose, a little tired, but hopefully you have some energy for the rest of your day. And open your eyes if they're not already. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you all so much for coming. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.